Oh, and that is how I flew into the new year. I gotta say though, that ramp is super, super sketchy, and we've been changing it a little bit because right now you fly literally into the street. So we're building this huge berm that hopefully is gonna catch you, and you're gonna continue going down next to the street where there's a bunch of powder. But anyway, that's a totally off-topic clip. Let's get into the 2021 December recap. I'll also be showing a little bit of the overall on 2020. Actually, that's already what I have on the chart here, just to give us a good overview on how things have been going. So this year for me, or 2021 for me, with my swing trading and my day trading portfolio, we came out to about $86.7 thousand. And that's including some tax loss harvesting I did right at the end as well. It was a pretty good year overall. I'm not gonna lie, like I had a little bit higher hopes for this year. We started off the year so strong, and we had some really good months, and then boom, liquidity and small cap momentum just dried out. The summer was so slow, and you can see in my cumulative P&L right here how we just went a couple months of like really slow action. And let me actually just go back to my day trading account only. It's really what I want to be focusing on more or less. For day trading, we ended the year up around 70 something thousand dollars, 72 or so. But yeah, this was like a really tough time for me. It was just like constantly grinding our gears. You could see how consistent we were in the beginning of the month, and then right around April, just went just totally flat. And then because it was so flat, I actually ended up reducing my position size. So this year I was kind of planning to be like around $50,000 position sizes. And last month, I think in December, my average size was around like $7,000 or $8,000. So I really wasn't able to grow my position size like I wanted to. Overall, my stats were pretty good, but my size was still pretty small. So 2022, I want to make that a big focus, increase my size. And in this video, I really want to share how I'm going to go ahead and do that. And before we do that, and I'll show you guys some charts and setups and patterns as well later on in this video. But let me just dive into these stats a little bit more. And yeah, I have my December stats zoomed in as well. The orange, by the way, is every single day, the nominal P&L, and the green is the cumulative P&L. And the blue is how many trades I did on that specific day or week or month or year or what have you. So let's go down here a little bit and then go back to the overall 2020 and just kind of get some general ideas on my statistics here, which should be extra helpful for anyone that's new here. Just to give you guys an idea of what my overall kind of trading style is like. I'm a momentum trader, so I'm looking for the lead gappers on the day, and I'm primarily trading pre-market from 7 a.m. until a little bit after the market opens around 10. Sometimes I push it to 10:30. But you can actually see here that almost all my trading I do, let me zoom in a little bit more, after a certain point is kind of unproductive. Like after 11 o'clock, almost all my trading just becomes extremely unproductive. I make most of my money at 7 a.m. And then between 8 and 9, I try to squeeze out a little bit more too. And then at 10, somehow I just can't trade the open. I don't know what it is, but too much volume for me. I don't know. And then if we compare that to our December stats, very similar, where 7 a.m. is still where I make the majority of my money. Let's go now to the weekday. You can see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are really my 3 best days, and then Thursdays and Fridays over the whole course of the year kind of fizzle out a little bit. And if we look for December and check that out on December, surprisingly, Friday was one of my better days of the week. And I think a big reason for this is because I knew Friday was my worst day of the week overall. So I said in December, let's treat Friday as a bonus day. If I make a little bit of money on Friday, let me take the profits and let me just walk away. So changing that philosophy and making Friday like a bonus day has clearly shown to help quite a bit. Also, I wanted to get more aggressive on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, start sizing up as fast as possible, because later in the week, usually I'll start sizing up and then the momentum starts fading, and those two things don't work out so well. So understanding that Friday wasn't my best day of the week actually helped me improve my Friday for December, so that was really good. And then the monthly stats, obviously this is only going to show for December. So I made $10,000 day trading in December. So overall pretty good, especially for the fact that my position size, like I said, was around $7,000, $8,000 or so. We'll check out those stats in a second. I just kind of want to give these overview stats real fast. Let's go here to the monthly on the year. October, I had my first red month in about like 2.5 years or so. This was depressing. That was a little bit silly, and I think a big reason for that is the amount of traveling I did in October. I did, oh my god, I don't know, north of 10 flights, so many different countries. It was super exhausting. I'm not a travel person. I know a lot of you guys probably see me all over the world. It's not exactly something I love doing, but based on my kind of living situations, I'm in many different places and my family's really spread out and yada yada. Anyway, that stressed me out a lot. I even stopped drinking coffee in October because I had chest pains from all the travel stress, and I was trading in lobbies and different hotel rooms all the time, and I think October really got the best of me, just letting in all the outside noise. So that was a little bit stressful. Momentum was also a little bit choppy in October. We'd have a really good day and then just like another week of really bad stuff. So I like the fact that in December I was able to clean things up a little bit. That makes me pretty happy. Let's keep going here to duration. Obviously, duration is either intraday or multi-day trades. Since we're only in the day trading account, there's a few overnight trades that this is included too. This isn't super important for this account because most of my trading is intraday, right? It's in the same trading day, and that's all going to fall into the intraday category. And then, but let's zoom into the intraday duration because this is where things get quite interesting again. Overall, in the whole entire year, I make most of my money on trades I only hold less than a minute. Then between a minute and a minute 59, I make the second amount of profits. And then pretty much everything after that is a total loss, which I found the most crazy statistic ever. Basically, if I'm holding a stock for more than 2 minutes, I should sell right away because statistically it's a loss. On average, it's a loss. I think that's just mind-blowing. Let's actually quickly look for December and see if that's changed a little bit. And actually, it hasn't. It still seems like everything I hold after 2 minutes on average is a loss. And this is with 91 trades in December alone. So wow, that also didn't work. And here it's over the whole course of the year, 620 trades that is between 2 minutes and 4 minutes and 59 seconds that I could just somehow not get green on. Mind blowing. But this is basically my overall statistics. So hopefully now you guys kind of understand what kind of trader I am. I'm very quick, scalpy. Pre-market is clearly my thing. I'm trying to size up, but I'm still kind of stuck here between like where, $10,000 is like a pretty big size, but I really want to be hitting those $20,000 sizes. And I'm trying to figure out how to size up in the best possible way. Typically, you'd want to be adding into winners, but I have a hard time holding tickers and holding positions very long, as you can see, where my biggest winners, are all pretty much under a minute and 59 seconds. So maybe averaging into my winners works for some people, but for me, it's not. It seems to not really be the best strategy. Rather, it's probably good I get big size, and on the front side, because that's where I make the majority of my money. We'll see that in a second. I trade 3 strategies. And then just take profits as quick as possible and then look to rebuy and then just keep doing that. So just keep that in mind because later on we're going to be diving into that even more and more and more and constantly be thinking about how I can size up in the best possible way for my stats specifically. So let's quickly go to the year overall again. We got swing trading and day trading. Those are 2 portfolios that I talk about on this YouTube channel. We're up $86,000. But we made $283,000 when we gave back $196,000. There's a 30% profit margin if you come from a business background, for example. So, okay profit margin, nothing too crazy. It's definitely not selling software, that's for sure. What I like here is overall, I'm pretty consistent. My total winners at 66%. Could be a little higher. I've definitely done a bit better than that, so it's okay. But again, I want to be focusing on my day trading because that's really the portfolio I want to focus on. And let's quickly apply that. So here we go, still roughly 66%. And that's because I don't do so many swing trades. So let's keep looking at here. So my average trade duration is about 3 minutes and 43 seconds. So if I tighten that up a little bit, most likely I'll be even more profitable. This is probably one of my biggest problems right here. My risk reward, my average win is at 1.57%. My average loss is at 1.68%. So it looks like when you're over here, you probably think, Alex, you're holding onto your losers too quick. So I definitely have to tighten up cutting my losses. I think that alone would just drastically change my P&L outlook. So if I'm not profitable right away, break out or bail out. It's pretty much that simple. And then you can see for the total of 2021, my average position cost. So this is like my average position, more or less size. How much money is my average position? It's $8,700. So that could definitely be increased. I was really hoping that that number would be like 20, 30, maybe even $40,000 or $50,000 at the end of this year. But I just had a really hard time sizing up this year. It was like hands down the hardest thing I had to deal with. Every time I did size up, somehow I had a big red day, and then I would kind of, with the tail behind my legs, go back and, size down again, get comfortable. And I think I'm on that fence of getting it right. But it's always a difficult thing, sizing up. And now let's look to December, and actually for December, I want to do only day trades again. So this is where I made $10,000 on our swing trading portfolio. We did a little bit of tax loss harvesting. That's why my swing trade portfolio brought me down in December. And overall, a lot of my swing trades have been getting clobbered, but that's fine. I usually have a very long time horizon, so I'm not too worried about the swing trades. I don't really want to focus on it this video. I'll make another video for it. Drop any questions below or in the Discord. Let's keep focusing on the day trading portfolio. So yeah, I made 10K this month, day trading, small caps. My profit margin here, 34%, so a little bit better than the average, but not really. And this is crazy. $6,700 cost of my average size. So I've been sizing down December. If I was able to just, kick this to, let's say, twice as much, around $12,000, $13,000, there's a good chance I could have walked away with $20,000 this month. And overall, my strategy is good. It's sound. I like it. There's not really much to change except dealing with bigger size. You can see my winning ratio for December was pretty good, 71%. That's what I like to see. My risk reward, yeah, it's kind of around average. Nothing too much to see there. So the big thing is, how do I size up? And I came up with some good ideas. So let me share them with you. And if you ever have any thoughts or comments or feedback, comments below, you know what to do. I answer pretty much all my comments. Occasionally one or two slide by, but I'll find them eventually. And I made a little post here about my day trading recap. Very simple. On the bottom, I talk a little bit more about Jan game plan. We'll talk about that in a second. But here you can see my 3 trading strategies. I trade the front side, I trade ranging, so basically when a stock is stuck between 2 price levels, and I trade the back side sometimes when the stock breaks a key support zone and is trending to the downside. For the last few months, backside has been consistently negative for me. It just has not been working out, but I've already been reducing the amount of backside trading. I don't know how many trades I did backside. I'll tell you in a second, but I've been reducing it drastically. Frontside is clearly where I make the majority of my money in. So focusing on frontside is what I really want to put all my attention to. So let's go ahead, look at all these 3 different setups, and then dive really quickly into a few tickers for each one of those setups. And then after we do that, we'll talk about what my January 2022 game plan is for sizing up properly. And I can't wait to share it with you guys. Okay, so let's see, December frontside stats. Let's see what's going on here. And let me actually move these stats over from December on average so we could see if I'm, doing better or worse on a specific strategy. So it looks like, okay, first one, frontside. Let's see what we got brewing here. $8,000 on frontside alone. That basically means 80% of my profits of the whole entire month came from that, nice little frontside pattern and me milking that. My profit margin is the highest on this as well. I don't have the best risk reward, that's for sure, but my winning average is really, really high. So I'm taking a lot of profits, a lot of profitable trades on this front side pattern. I also did the majority of my trades to 464 trades total for December, and then looks like 239 trades on this front side pattern. And on average, it looks like I'm pretty quick to take my profits here. Let's look at some trades on this one. So we got my 2 largest winning trades, dollar and percentage wise. It's actually the same trade. So let's look at that one and then zoom in here very quickly and see what we can find. Yeah, this is a classic frontside setup where, boom, we're on that first leg. On the 5 minute, it's a frontside pattern. And on the 1 minute, we're trending above the 9 EMA. This is really where I make most of my money because you can get those nice, 10% pops to the upside, really, really milk it. And even if you're only getting just a small chunk of that, you're still making 2, 3, 4, 5% very, very quickly And that's why I make most of my money, I think, in that one or 2 minutes, because it's either breakout or bail out, and it's very, very obvious. Right here in this area, you can see we're kind of stuck in the range. And this gets a little bit dangerous, and then we're here on a little bit of a backside. And then actually overall, I would say argue that this ticker was kind of stuck in a range ever since this quick front side here. So that's why I like trading front side. It happens very quick, very fast if you're right or wrong. And that's really where I want to be sizing up. Sometimes, you get stuck in a flush or a ticker that, fails that front side move. But overall, this is really where I got to be focusing my attention to. And you can see that with my two big losers here on these front side plays. So with OP, we have a front side, had a big loss on this one. I think that was even in this area. We're actually trending here to the upside and then flushes. But overall, these patterns can be really, really dangerous because these pullbacks are very, very aggressive, even on the original front side move. And let's actually look at this one as well. This is called overtrading. This is clear overtrading here in this area. But if we scroll down to the 5 minute, this looks really hectic. So let's just focus on the 5 minute. Notice how this is just one long, clean 5 minute front side move. This is really where you could be making a lot of money. I mean, we're going from like 1.75 maybe in this area all the way to 3.5. I mean, this is such a solid run right here, and you could just milk it. So when you notice that, this ticker is breaking out, consolidating, breaking out, consolidating, breaking out, this is really where you could be milking it, making a lot of money. And my big shift in December as well is focusing more on the 5 minute, less on the 1 minute, because the 1 minute gets really, really hectic and you could trip over yourself. And heck, that's what I did today. Today was a bigger red day, unfortunately, but just focusing on the front side, focusing on the 5 minute, and really taking a nice big deep breath. And then for me, still taking profits fairly quickly, because you just don't know if it's going to be a fake out or not, but you want to size into those good moves. And look at this. I oftentimes have a hard time. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more on these kind of setups, because you can see I'm trying to buy into these pullbacks, but I'm always selling before the rips. Here I'm buying into the pullbacks, but I'm selling before the rips. Both these times I left a lot of money on the table. And honestly, really, it's working much better for me just by taking a breath of fresh air and being like, okay, well, what's the 5 minute doing? Okay, it's still, finding big support here. It's a clear bull flag. Let me see if I can hold this a little bit longer. And that's why in the beginning here, you can see in December, this 2 minute to 4 minute and 59 second actually got a lot better than the overall average for the year, because I was trying to let my positions have a little bit more fresh air when I'm buying those extended 5 minute pullbacks and looking for continuation. So the 5 minute has been doing wonders for me. So there's already two things I know for a fact that are working, is really focusing on the front side purely, and then two, focusing on the 5 minute more than anything else. And I think if I just give it a little bit more time and let some of my positions come to fruition, it'll be much, much better. Now, sometimes you don't get a good front side, and that's really where the ranging pattern comes in. So let's quickly look at that. I did a lot of my trades here as well, 208 trades. My profit margin wasn't that great, 20% compared to the front side where I'm making like around 40%. So I'm making a lot more money than I'm giving back. My winning percent isn't that great here, 65% on ranging. I seem to get shaken out a lot on these tickers, but my risk reward is quite good. It's actually positive, my risk reward, 1.6 compared to 1.46. And I think the reason for that is you're usually not, buying at a high, you're, risking a big flush. Usually the price is pretty stagnant between two price zones, and I'll be able to kind of milk that range pretty well. So range trading works well for me, and I should probably do it a little bit more. The key is knowing when you're in the range. And the key is not chasing. Basically, if you missed your entry when you're range trading, that's pretty much it. Like, you don't want to start chasing. You might just be closing for a scratch a little bit later. Let's look quickly at the winners here. And wow, this is a perfect ranging ticker. Let's check out this one a little bit more. You can see we had a nice little front side here, but then we kind of got stuck in this range. And you can see there's big support around 3.4 and big resistance around, 3.7 or so. So what you want to be doing is buying when we're below the 9 EMA and selling when we're above the EMA, 9 EMA. So I could just be buying, selling, And it could just happen over and over again. And you can see I did a pretty good amount of that right here where, we sold off, I was buying and then selling here. It's a little bit sketchy because sometimes you're literally buying when support cracks, when VWAP cracks. But if you just notice that this ticker is ranging right now, you could just be milking it over and over again. And I do like the strategy. In some days, that's all you got. Well, let's check out a ticker that didn't do so well. Let's see AVCT here. Yeah, and on this ticker, you can clearly see where I'm doing a little bit wrong. I'm kind of trading this one like it's a bit on the front side, and that's what I find so difficult on ranging tickers sometimes, is like you don't totally know if it's maybe on the front side or if it's ranging. Here I'm buying this pullback looking for continuation. That didn't work. When in reality, if I was just, really focused on the range right here, I could have been milking it this whole time much, much better. I find it much harder to do because there's no clear direction, and sometimes you don't know if it's about to start going into a direction, if it's to the front side or to the back side. So I find range trading a little bit difficult in that, but if you can identify, oh, this ticker is clearly on a range, like right here in this area with all these fake outs, you could just be milking it like crazy. And trust me, at one point you get the vibe pretty quick. You kind of notice, oh man, this ticker's, it's having a lot of difficulty. There's a lot of sellers here, so let me just trade a little bit more risk averse. And I think range trading is great for that. But you really got to get the feel for when it's ranging, and I think that's probably the more difficult part. Here's another ticker that was kind of stuck here in the range, and you can see my problem on this one. Again, I'm trying to buy the breakouts on this ticker, and this is where I'm constantly losing money on. Because I'm not trading that range. While on a ticker like this, KXI, and in this area, I could just be milking it over and over again. Boom, 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 constantly taking 2-3% profit. So I think if you're not sure what a ticker's doing, if it's not in, let's say, a very, very clear front side, you should just be range trading. If it's on a front side and it's a very obvious front side, trust me, you will know, obviously, because it's obvious, but you'll know because it has high volume. It's just constantly trending to the upside. The 5-minute looks good. The 1 minute might look good. It's okay usually, but there's just a really good trend, and you'll probably notice very, very high volume on the ticker and just a floor that just keeps getting pushed up, and there's buyers just constantly waiting there. The more you trade, the more you kind of just naturally feel if there's buyers or there's no buyers. Obviously, in the moment, it's always harder, but trust me, it gets easier and easier and easier. And if you don't know, trade the range. Unless it's very obvious front side. And I think that's a big point you make. If you don't know, either don't trade or you trade the range. And if you do know, you know because this ticker is flying to the front side, and then you want to be getting aggressive. Now let's really quickly look at the backside. This one, clearly not my best. Only did 17 trades here, the worst winning ratio, the worst risk reward ratio as well. Obviously, profit margin is the worst because I lost money on this. So why am I so bad at backside trading? Well, backside is basically if you take frontside trading and you just flip it upside down. You're risking big flushes to the downside. So when you're on the front side, you always have these nice pullbacks that are like 2, 3, 4, 5%, and then you have that 10, 20% breakout. On the backside, you have these little bounces to the upside, which are like 2, 3%, and then another flush to the downside. So it's a very bad risk reward strategy, and that's why I'm not a big fan of trading backside. I've had months where backside was my best setup, and I made most of my money backside, but it's quite rare, and it's usually in a very sleepy market, because it's a little bit more predictable how tickers just end up selling off. While in a hot market, you'll have these really aggressive front sides, and then the back sides are just so aggressive that it's just not even worth it at all. So it's a good sign maybe that I'm not trading good backside because the markets are heating up a little bit more. Let's check out some tickers I was green on backside. So this is a classic backside here. You can see these sell-offs, and I'm buying around bigger support and quickly selling into the pops to the upside. And then it starts ranging, and I kind of switch my strategy a little bit. But that's pretty much how I go about my backside. I usually only like trading backside on big support zones. This one didn't have the biggest support zone, but I was looking for a red to green move here. Honestly, we didn't even really get that strong of a red to green move. I think my mistake here was buying too early. So if you're going to trade backside, what I always like to say is trade it around big time support. Don't get early, and then don't chase as well. If you missed the move, you missed it. It's kind of like range trading. Because sometimes you're only dealing with like a 2-3% pop, and chasing backside is like the most dangerous thing you can do, in my opinion. So that was a quick little overview about my 3 go-to strategies. It's very, very simple, bird's eye view. You basically want to know the trend, and then move from there. And talking about moving from there, let's do a little bit of January game plan here. First thing, you want to trade the trend. You always want to know what the trend is. What is it on the 5 minutes specifically? Front side, ranging, or backside. Once you identify that, life becomes a lot easier. If you're trading the front side, you want to size up on those. At least me personally, this is what I need to do for myself. I need to start sizing up on my front side more than anything else because that's where I make the majority of my money. And that's the time to throw in those $20,000, $30,000 position sizes. I've traded $30,000 position sizes before. It's not like I've never done it. It's just on average, my position size is around 7,000 when I want my average to be closer to 30,000. So like I said, these are moments when I should be doing north of $20,000 sizes. If you're range trading, focus on scalps. Don't look for those continuations. Don't look for those reversals. Don't look for those big moves. Take the scalps. Take the 2-3%, because if you could just do a few of those, trust me, like 3% trades, boom, you just had a home run trading day. And it really can be that simple sometimes. I usually overcomplicate range trading, and I don't do it enough in terms of, really milking it. But I know several people, even David, who we interviewed in our Discord, who's absolutely killing it with large caps. He loves range trading, especially when there's no other good setups, and he'll really build up his profit base from range trading. So what I say here is trade the spread. So obviously the range between, below the 90 EMA and above the 90 EMA, and you want to know when you're in it. You want to know when you're range trading. You don't want to start being like, okay, I'm going to trade the front side. I'm going to start trading breakouts on a range, because that's like the worst thing you can do. And then don't overdo it. I would say like once, twice, maybe 3 times. But at that point, the ticker is going to start picking a direction. You don't want to be stuck in a small 2-3% potential profit trade and all of a sudden be taking a big loss. And then with backside, don't chase backside. If you miss it, you miss it. Similar with range trading, but specifically with backside, because if you don't take profits quick enough, or you're chasing near the high on that bounce, on that 2-3% bounce, and you're looking for that 4-5% move, before you know it, you're going to be closing for a 5% loss. And backside is just like a dangerous world. Obviously, a risk management focus system is priority number 1. If you're ever feeling not that great, a little tired, or you just don't have a good read on the market, or you're near a max stop on the day, guys, stop trading. It's not a day to milk it. For me today, I stopped trading down like $1,400. Nothing I touched today worked. And it's just like one of those days where either you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, your strategies don't work, but something's not working. So the day you want to be sizing up and milking the market is the day you're very green. Not the day you're very red, because those are going to be days that you can only keep digging a deeper hole. So be careful with that. I got do less and earn more. The 80, this is supposed to be 80-20 rule. That's the 80-20 principle. I'm sure many of you guys know it, where 80% of your profits come from 20% of your work. And for me, that's a little bit how I feel about my front side trading. If I only traded front side and I put all my energy into front side, I think I would be a better trader. So I'm like a little bit in this like torn road. Like, should I just leave ranging and backside totally off and really only focus on front side? It could be a good way to go, but there's many days there's not those good front side moves, and then you do a little bit of range trading. So it's a little bit of a tough place for me to give a good answer there, but I would say maybe I just leave out backside altogether until the market gets really calm, or I just take off when the market's calm. So yeah, that pretty much is point number 4. Remove those less profitable strategies. Like for me, that would be backside. Focus on the best. I mean, I guess a lot of these are getting a little bit repetitive at this point. But point number 6 kind of really wraps up the front side here very well. So I want to be looking for, it's off the map a little bit here. I want to be looking for good volume tickers. So a ticker that's, doing 200, 300 plus shares being traded per minute. If it's like let's say roughly a $5 stock, it's on that front side. It's a really good, nice aggressive trend. I want to really be sizing up to those and focus on the 5 minutes. I think if I do this one thing alone, I can have a killer 2022 as long as the momentum is there. That's obviously like kind of the second part, right? I can't be milking front sides if there are no front sides. But this alone, based on my stats, can make me an extremely profitable trader. I'm already a very consistently profitable trader, but I'm just not sizing up like I should be. I'm leaving a lot of money on the table by closing some of my positions too soon, because I'm not waiting for that, full resolution of my trade. Sometimes I just, close a little bit early, which does work for me. But at the same time, if the 5 minute, the 1 minute, everything's looking good, big volume, and we're on a front side, I need to work on holding it a little bit longer. I think that's just very, very important for me. All right, guys. So the big thing is front side setups. Can I start sizing into front side setups? That's going to be my challenge. And I hope in January, February, March, all those recap videos, we're going to be talking a lot about how it's been working for me, what has been working, what hasn't been working. But overall, that sizing up into the front side has been working well. And I think based on all my statistics and just constantly recapping, that is the part I need to hone in on. If you guys have any feedback on how I could trade the front side even better, or what's worked best for you in terms of sizing up, please leave them in the comments below or drop them in the Discord. You guys know I'm always in there. I love learning from you guys, and I think that's one of the best parts about this community is we can all bounce ideas off of each other. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to this December 2021 recap video. I hope you guys found some value in it and are able to apply some of my learnings to your own trading strategy. Cherry pick the good stuff. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another day trading session. Good luck, everyone. I wish the best 2022 for everyone. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out. Consider subscribing if you're new. We'd love to have you part of the community. And like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.